Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David Reed. You're watching Maternal Instinct with Nicole Rodriguez-Galdo
Hello.
and Yvonne Cahill.
Good day.
Greetings.
Straight out of the gate, I just want to say hello to Chief from Battlestar Galactica, one of my favorite characters.
Yes!
If not my
Galen
favorite,
Tyrrell.
from Battlestar.
Yes, and this is actually his first of 2 episodes. He returns in Redemption Part
He
2 as an
does.
unnamed
Yeah.
Jafar
Yep.
in Season 6.
And Anubis Jaffa.
We also learned that Braytax GDO is designated Special Code 2.
That's correct.
Do you guys think that Special Code 1 might be the Tok'ra?
It's entirely possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, Chief. My guy, my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here we
Oh,
go.
See, this is the second time that he's rung that bell.
Yep.
yeah.
Because he was telling SG1 that Apophis was still alive in Season 2's family.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, you failed to get him again.
Yes.
Jeff Gulker is still not convinced. He's on season 8 of SG1 and he's like, Apophis isn't dead. And I'm just like, stop it. Stop it.
Apophis
Like,
is
now
Well, he does
like-
kind of come
but
back
he
later,
will
but
come
He
back,
does, like,
you know?
but he's
Yeah.
dead.
He
still.
just
It doesn't
doesn't
count.
stay. Yeah. If they play with time, he comes back.
Yeah.
So this is the first episode directed by Peter Wost.
West.
But he's been on staff. Is it West?
West. The O
I
is
literally
silent.
Googled it to find out what the pronunciation usually was, but that's
You're
fine. I'm
good.
so sorry, Peter. And he's been on staff since season 1 as
Yes.
the director of photography. And we've got Terry Chen as the monk.
Yes.
This is his only Stargate appearance.
It's a good one.
He's most recognizable for his role in the series Continuum. He was in 22 episodes as Curtis Chan, alongside some other Stargate alumni, including Tony Amendola.
And he played a big part
and-
of House of Cards, too.
Oh, right. And
he was in the
he
pilot for The
also
100 as well.
had a supporting role in the film Almost Famous, which came out the same year this
Okay.
episode aired. And I actually glossed over his profile on IMDb, and he played a lot of different characters that shared his same surname. 8 I
Wow.
counted in total. Just
Wow.
interesting.
I'm sorry,
Fun fact.
what?
Yeah,
That's a
That's
couple.
inconvenient. That's hilarious.
that is a few. And we see Steve Basic for the first time as Major Michael Patrick Coburn. So
You
he
mean Dr.
obviously
Sexy?
returns later as Camulus in season 8.
That's a
He's
great
a kid in this
um,
episode. He's so young.
Oh, he's so
Yeah.
young. Yeah, I mean, he's aged like a
He
fine
has
wine,
not
but
aged
yeah.
at all, honestly.
Yes.
Whoa, what a man.
Aaron is
so
a kid,
he-
too, in this.
Yeah, he is. So Steve Basic appeared in 45 episodes of Andromeda and played his own distant grandson, alongside Stargate alumni Alexa Doig. Ironically, he
Lexa
also
Doig.
played his own Alexa, sorry,
Yep.
Lexa Doig. I'm doing well today.
I know.
Ironically, he also played his own twin brother in 7 episodes of Virgin River, and that was also alongside Lexa.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool.
Oh,
And
Canada.
I just found out that he originally auditioned for Tilk because I'm a little bit behind on David's other channel.
It's all good.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you for
what?
working on it. Yep.
What?
Steve Basic audition for Tilk.
What? Okay.
Not Steve Basic.
Wow.
Camula. Steve. Is this Steve Basic?
Yeah, Steve Basic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve Basic. Yeah.
I had an interview
Wow.
with Steve Mackay, very close proximity. Now I've stuck them
You
together.
did. Yes.
And
Chief, no.
hello, Chief, and goodbye, Chief.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll see you on Battlestar Galactica, my boo.
So Braytek's gonna go on about how he wants to retire again, but he's about 7 years out from retirement.
Yep.
I love Braytac so much.
They will not. You're about 5 years away from Jaffa freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which makes me really happy. I love watching early Stargate and having them like not have much hope,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yes,
seeing them.
it's a
They
good
fought
journey.
their butts off.
Yeah. I was also going to give a quick shout out as well to I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. I'm so sorry. Carla Boudreaux as Oma Desala.
That's correct.
So she returns
Yay!
as one of Apophis's concubines in the season 4 episode The Serpent's Venom.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. So she obviously doesn't
Wow.
reprise the role of Oma. That's taken over by Mel Harris.
Yep.
And she was an international model for 10 years.
I love her.
Carla was.
Wow. I'd love to have her on.
Both Omas are very beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if either of them were models.
Mel Harris is just one of my favorite people.
I honestly, what a beautiful performance. That woman, oh my God.
Yes.
I love her so much.
So Amunet went back to Abydos, took the baby, and then hid him from Apophis. Is that what happened?
I don't think they're very
Yes.
clear.
Yeah, because
Yes,
Shari
yeah, because
knew.
and they her dad's like, oh, she took the child, and then Shari is like, Keb, like really, as best she can.
But how did she know?
Yeah.
How did she figure out that it wasn't Harrower who took the child?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I feel like maybe she had
Yeah,
an
I'm not
epiphany.
sure about that
I'm
one.
missing
Maybe
something.
she had an
Because
epiphany.
Teal
brain
played
melds with Shari,
Jaffa
so-
of Harrower, so
I
That's
feel like
true,
maybe
that's
they
very
bumped
true.
into Hera at one point, and Hera was like, I don't
Nah,
got
man,
your
I didn't
kids.
do it.
Yeah,
it
I
could
didn't
be.
do it. And then maybe Apophis's spies were like, we can confirm he didn't do it.
But Amenet
And
could have
then
just
Amenet was
handed
really hard.
Shifu right over to Apophis, and she didn't do it.
Yeah.
So Amenet had her own agenda here, is I guess what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking
So
about Keb.
Yeah, well, my question was, so I know it's just a plot, but Daniel has known about Keb for a while. Why didn't he ask Braytak about it sooner? Like, Teal'c's knowledge is extensive, but he doesn't know everything. And
Well,
as Braytak says later on, he's been dreaming of Keb longer than Jack has been alive. So
I think Daniel may have made the assumption that Braytak taught Teal'c everything that he knew.
everything, maybe.
So.
Potentially, yeah. Oh, Osiris.
Good old Osiris.
Looking forward to that.
Well,
Oh, wow.
let's,
So
let's pull out the dialing
I missed
computer.
it before. But Braytak mentioned his father, and I just love that there's like a little bit of insight into Braytak's past because we don't really know a lot of his past.
No, his past
and
is
his
Teal'c's
father was
stepdad,
obviously responsible for planting the seeds of Goa'uld doubt into his son early, and it kind of makes me want like a mini series
Dad's
on
the real
Braytak. That would be
MVP.
so cool.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
P9Q something something something. So the
Gate pot.
the dialing computer is organized the planets by region in the galaxy.
Yeah. So I just tried to make a Brooklyn Nine-Nine joke, but
It wouldn't have
Sorry,
gotten it.
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
darling,
I said gate pot, and I was like, oh, should it be Bing Gate? You know, like Bing Pot from Brooklyn Nine-Nine being a
Oh my
combination
God,
of bingo
Evie,
and
that was so
jackpot.
obscure. That was so obscure.
Went
Oh
straight
my
over my
goodness.
head.
Hold on, I'm now going to say what you are in a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference, which is, why is no one having fun? I specifically requested it. So, it's Captain Holt. Brilliant.
That's cute.
So you've got midway through the wormhole again.
Yep.
What is up with these midway wormholes?
Yep.
Midway space station though. That's a great time coming up.
We don't
eventually.
need to
Mm.
see the them leaving through Stargate Command. Let's just get to it.
Steve Basic.
Yep.
Look how cute he is. Look how young he is. That is a handsome man.
He was a good time on Dial the Gate. I really enjoyed having him.
Yeah.
I wish I spoke to him more at GateCon actually.
I spoke to him a tiny bit.
I feel like with your Virgin River obsession, you should have spoken to him more.
I did try to speak to him about Virgin River, but he kept on telling me it didn't matter. So
It didn't
yeah.
matter.
Yeah, I was asking him about his character, and then he said to me it didn't matter. So I was like, okay, that's fine.
Well,
You
just
do
wasn't.
you.
He wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh.
This is our first indication that Braytak's nearing the end of his life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I love his scenes with the monk. And that
Yeah,
he's
they
gonna
are
have
great.
to abandon the symbiote if he's truly going to achieve enlightenment.
So I love how Braytak and Tilk are identifying the number of Jafar that have passed using their
Yes,
footprints.
they're playing this
What
game.
the Jafar could have learnt from the Sand People in Star Wars, because they
That's what I
always
was
march
thinking.
single file to hide their numbers.
That's what literally that's it. I was hoping you were
Yes.
going to make that joke. Oh my god, Evie. Those damn Tuscan Raiders, those pesky people.
I was going to say as well that there's an interview on RDA's website with Lynn Smith, Stargate's location manager, and she said filming on location in Chinatown wasn't practical for the temple. So the scenes from the temple were actually filmed in the Norco studio, and the art department and set decorators designed it to look as authentic as possible.
Correct.
Obviously.
Wow.
I've been meaning to go check out that part of the city to see if the exteriors are still there.
Mm.
It's on my list.
What they found? I forgot what they found. Is it like
Burnt
They
bacon
find
Jaffa.
is it a bird?
a Jafar well done.
Oh my goodness.
And a crow.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Oh.
crispy.
I do love that you called
Totally
him Jafar well
crispy.
done. I understood what you meant. It's even funnier now that I'm looking at him. That is more than well done, darling.
Yes.
Like, I'd still eat a well done steak. That is too far. Mm.
Weapon.
Jed Ted just said, funny that you're making a Tuscan Raider reference given that Tony Amendola is now a Jedi.
That's
is.
True. Oh, and there's the woman.
I love Braytak's like mad skills, like his
Literally.
powers of deduction.
It's
like
so brilliant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think they should do like another spin-off miniseries. It could be like CSI Braytak.
Like in 200 with a Teal PI.
Yes.
They should have brought Braytak in for that episode and had them both partner up together.
They should have. That would have been so good.
I love that you could deduct that she was carrying the child because her hands weren't
Hands
bound.
were yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
That is beyond my information.
I always found it interesting. Like I'd like to know more about Kev in the oh my, that's a loud tractor. In the sense of like, how did it come to be part of like Jafar knowledge, and like, because it feels like a location that the Jafar and the Gould wouldn't really be welcome. So it seems really weird to me that they cross over. I don't know.
I cannot say. But apparently some Jaffa at some point visited there and told
Yeah.
the story.
Actually, that's another thought. Do you think Anubis just rocked up at Keb one day and started learning from Omar Dasala, and then
All we know
Well,
is
that's
when-
kind of the theory, I think.
Yeah, like,
when
did
he
he rock
came
up
to
to
Keb,
Keb
he knew what he
specifically?
was doing. So
Yeah.
he already had a plan before he showed up.
I find it strange it should stay here and continue kind of like helping out the Gould after what happened last time with Anubis.
Maybe that was part of her punishment
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to right
Yeah.
her wrong.
I mean, it's a retcon. You know,
Yeah.
she probably would have left there and never came back after that mistake.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Screw anyone else trying to find the way to enlightenment. She's learned her lesson. But it's it's a nice beat in season 8.
Yeah.
Nice insert shot. Can you imagine
someone
the
on,
maintenance and keeping all those candles lit?
Yeah.
Yes. So somebody on IMDb suggested that the points on the meditation circle aligned with the chevrons on the Stargate, but I didn't
Is
check
there 9
that.
of them?
Yes, I think so.
Interesting. Well, then it would probably align with the chevrons on the Stargate if there are 9 of them and they're equidistant. But I don't know if that's the reason. Ooh, hello. Sneaky.
So
here we go.
So Ascension is essentially like inspired by Buddhism, which I think is super interesting. I learned quite a bit about Buddhism from those Stargate magazines when I read about maternal instinct in them. And it was just really nice. I think it actually made me look at religion and go, well, you know, this religion seems really nice and chill, and Ascension seems pretty nice. And I did actually consider if I wanted to be a Buddhist when I was growing up, when my mum was kind of giving me the freedom to pick a religion. So,
well, in Robert C. Cooper's one of his Dial the Gate interviews, he said that he wanted to explore elements of Buddhism, meditation, and spirituality, and lay some of the groundwork for the concept of ascension. And I think he acknowledged as well that Braytak has sort of a Buddhist kind of vibe about him.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been walking.
Keep these babies on.
Jean Diata said, when do we talk about the baby having to be ascended, aka dead, in order to be with Oma? I have thought about that. Because usually ascension happens when you shed your body, but like that is a baby that's going to grow up and become a whole person. So
I don't think you have to die to ascend.
It just seems to be the go-to. Like, people only seem to ascend when they die.
Yeah,
because it's like it's a dying of the physical form.
Well, it is a shedding of the physical form for sure, but I don't think you necessarily have to die to achieve that. Like Adria, she ascended before she died. She didn't have to die to then ascend.
No,
That's true. That's very true.
I just disliked that at that point in the show with Rodney and with Adria, all they had to do was be peaceful and think really hard, and they could ascend.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
there was something like there was really a worthiness factor that used to come into play, and you know the story just shifted. So
I just wanted to revisit some of the monk's words. So I was trying to figure out what the monk meant. So considering how this episode ends with Omar raining bolts of lightning and very quickly neutralizing the Jafar, do you think that's kind of what the monk was referring to? Like the sparks, and he was talking about fire and like lightning and things like that.
I think that Rob is definitely insinuating.
Yeah, and like the whole snowflake comment that he makes, like it kind of sounds like he's talking about like the Jafar being snowflakes and not surviving Omar's firestorm.
Yeah.
This Jed Ted, no, this Terry Chen is not in the Matrix. I don't believe.
Not that I saw.
We'll just listen to the way he's talking.
What you said earlier, David, about the fact that like the way they kind of just use ascension and like constantly to just you're peaceful and boom, you're ascended.
They literally have an ascendometer in Atlantis.
That did frustrate me. I do feel that with the ancients, right? If they like the majority of them ascended, not all of them are perfect. That's and also the Ori are like really evil and they're ascended.
Yeah.
So it's like it is a bit of a pickle, isn't it?
Just what we know about it changes. I suspect what Oma says is right. Many roads lead to the great path.
Yeah.
Only a few will find their way. And most of the ancients didn't ascend. Most died out.
A lot of them died, yeah.
That astral diner that Daniel is in with Oma, he asks, so these are ancients? And Oma says, a couple of them. Most of them are not. Most of them are other species.
The astral diner was so good.
That's what I call it, yeah. What was written like that on the newspaper.
Yeah. I think Ascension's a really neat concept, and I'm glad that Stargate did it. As you know, also I always found Ascension to essentially just be like the way that Stargate does religion. It touches on it in different aspects and different mythologies, but I feel like Ascension is essentially the core Stargate religion. You know, everyone, like most people in the show that you come across by the end, is trying to hit Ascension, and it's essentially just going like, I'm not overtly Christian, but it's essentially, you know, Christianity. You want to go and be in heaven, and it's kind of like that.
Find a higher state of being. Christopher Klug, who was the game director for Stargate Worlds, he wrote, and I've got it somewhere, and I need to find it because it's amazing. He wrote like a brief, and gave it to Brad and Rob, and basically said like, this is how I interpret what it is that is Stargate, and it is like all roads lead to Ascension, you know. And Brad and Rob are like, yep, that's basically it. You can interpret it that way. And it was the foundation for what much of Stargate Worlds was supposed to be.
We're all going to go one day, and so Ascension would be a lovely idea for everybody.
Of course. It's so much better than just blinking into nothingness. It's I mean, it's so much better for there are statistics that say that people who believe in an afterlife are substantially happier than people who don't. So
I agree.
Because I think they've got a second chance.
I want there to be an afterlife. So it makes me happier to think there is one. The older I get, the less and less I believe. I'm pretty much at like a 10% belief now in my ancient Ascension meter. It's really low. I would not ascend.
Those boots. Tony asked them to make him those boots. So
okay.
Normally the pieces that go around the ankles are not attached in the uniforms, but they made those boots for him, and he was very thankful.
G&DR said a baby has no rational thought, so how would it ascend? Well, Oma could have just ascended the baby.
Why is rational thought a marker for ascension? Pigs are more intelligent than human toddlers. We still eat them.
I don't know. I see the point that she's making though. Like, I definitely, do think there is a mental component to ascension. And there's like definitely a level of like purity and thought that you have to put into it. But yeah, it's a weird can of worms. I do feel like Oma just forced ascension on the baby. Like, kind of like, hey,
Oma ascended the entire Abydonian race.
That's what I mean. So maybe she ascended the baby, and then then it's all good. So
I'm not sure if I believe that the baby was ascended. But I mean, I guess it's also part of like Christianity that, babies aren't capable of sin, so they go to heaven automatically.
Yeah.
Orlin was able to take a human form, pass through solid matter at will, and turn himself into the glowy version of themselves whenever he wanted. So it was only after he was dead that he was allowed to rejoin the collective.
Yeah. Oh, Roger said, Buddhism is technically a form of a type of philosophy. Yeah, technically. I guess I studied it in religious studies, and like, to me,
it's a beautiful approach
as its own religion. Yeah.
So we missed the monk's line about the candlelight being fire. So Daniel repeats this line to Jack in Abyss in the 6th season, and we also hear it repeated by Replicator, emulating Omar in season 8's Reckoning Part 1.
Yep, that's right.
A classic Stargate line that we still don't fully understand what it means, and I love it.
I don't think it's meant to mean really. I think the way that I always took it was
that means what you want it to mean.
Well, and Daniel says no, it's not. That's his response to Replicator Carter disguising himself as Oma. The way that I look at it as you have to accept the fact that in our current corporeal state, with our current level of knowledge and thinking, that we don't know everything, and that's okay.
I always interpreted it as what's done is done, or like, it's
okay.
If you come to the realization that something's a certain way, then it's already been that way or something, like, I don't know. It's like you can't do anything about it now, but you can try and do something later or something. I don't know. It's a very weird thing that I always kind of go, yeah, it's lovely. I'm still don't get it.
It's more like you can't fix the past.
Apparently, I had a quotation for this episode in Chevron's Locked with Ed Gross. Apparently, I said, this is a huge episode. It makes Robert Cooper look like a genius. See, the ancients were set up long in advance. I don't remember saying that, but I guess I did. It's in print.
Go read Chevron's Locked. I I did. I pre-ordered that book, by the way, and I got an email today saying it was cancelled. My pre-order.
Yes,
no.
there's an issue with the European sales. So.
Oh no! Yeah, I was going to try and get hold of a copy as well.
One of the folks at GateCon are dealing with that as well.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love this. I love that his faith in this guy is so like. He's like, yeah, I'll do
it. He's got like one eyebrow raised.
He finds it funny. It's so good. Love this guy. Daniel's lost all trust now. He's mad.
Trust Oma de Sala.
So, like from what the monk says, yeah, he's implying that, obviously Omar will light the candle. Do you think that this suggests that Omar is a mind reader? Because like the monk can light the candle and later Daniel can also raise flames from the ground and he lifts Jack's gun into the air even though he has no power of his own.
It does suggest that she's reading his thoughts.
Yeah, like so Omar must be able to read minds to some degree at least because she sensed his desire to do these things and did them for him.
Yep.
Then she should have known that Anubis was evil. So I think that's another retcon situation that I should need to not think too deeply on because that's a bit sus, isn't it? It's a good point.
If that's an instruction manual on the walls on how to reach Ascension, I'm going to need a ladder.
Yes. So Jack just said slow down grasshopper. Apparently this is a obscure reference to a 1970s TV show called Kung Fu. And the series followed the adventures of a Shaolin monk, and his mentor and elder would always say patience grasshopper, which was his way of saying be aware of the world around you.
Nice.
An usher.
Like he said a janitor first. That's brilliant.
Janitor.
I think it's interesting, he was told automatically, believe that Oma can light the candle, and then through most of the rest of this episode, it's like, I did that.
Yeah, yes.
He's missed the point.
Yeah.
He has missed the point. Well, he
comes
back around in the end.
Yes, he does.
I think that's something I love about Daniel, though, is his faith is just so strong. His ability to be able to just adopt new things is great. But I love that he's also flawed in that he didn't think the right way.
But he's also a little bit gullible, too.
I was gonna, there's also like a tiny bit of arrogance maybe, and it just kind of reminds me of what happens in is it Absolute Power?
Yep, and Torment of Tantalus.
Yeah,
these are similar journeys for him. I love this exchange. This is really cool. You're confused, Daniel.
Watch.
I can.
So someone online said that you can see the strings, but I watched this scene numerous times and I can't see it at all.
I'm looking for the strings.
I can see some.
I cannot see the strings.
No, they would have painted them out.
Yeah, I can see some blur around the weapon where they've like painted it out, but I can't see any strings.
Well, it's also probably the compression of the file you're watching. Keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's rig removal. If there's cables and shots, they go in and they digitally erase them. So.
Although they forgot with that, I think it was the 5th race with the Asgard.
Yes.
You can see the strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of those wider shots have a lot of digital erase in them.
Mm.
As long as nothing interferes with the background, you've got a clean element to work with.
Mm.
His mind is not prepared.
No.
Problem is, we got some visitors.
Yeah, I mean, Jack is rightly concerned.
I love
the sky is pretty.
The Loch Nako, yeah, the nebula is really cool.
Mm.
I love that we had more gliders as we kept on going into this show.
Oh, so that's a cool shot.
What a shot.
That's a great shot.
So pretty. Also, Steve Basic is quite pretty.
Jeez.
I was going to say, you put pretty man in front of a pretty background, but I've already said he's pretty too much today, so I didn't want to say it again, but you did it for me.
That's funny.
I will say, like, Stargate has a very pretty cast,
of course. They're actors.
Like, they're fabulous looking people.
One of the criticisms that I saw some fans raise about SGU that the reason they didn't watch is because there were no hot people.
No,
no, that's awful. Are you serious?
I mean, come on. Yeah.
They are
so
all
how
very
shallow
attractive.
Is that?
What are they talking about?
I think they said there were no hot guys. So.
Excuse me,
Whatever.
Scott. He's Snack, Eli, Snack.
You serious?
And Nicholas Rush, older Snack. No. I think that is the wrong reason. You should not watch television for attractive people. Also,
everyone has their own reason.
They're not.
Otherwise, why do life? Like, there's not attractive people all the time in life either.
Yeah, and also they're not all traditionally attractive people in the sense of like they're hot and have like a six pack, you know. But they're all like have interesting personalities, and they are like attractive in their own ways. Everyone is like how. Oh, that's very frustrating.
So look beyond the cover.
Someone passed way too much gas while sitting down there.
That was my kind of joke, David. I love it.
I thought it was pretty self-evident. I was just there earlier, and now it's burning. What are the odds?
Are you jealous? You're confused?
And learn how to read the language.
I love that a few years from now that they're like they fully believe and understand all this.
Well, after they all watch him, you know, what is it? Discorporate and turn into a glowy thing. I think they're pretty all sold at that point. It's a good thing Apophis himself didn't come. He would have been turned into burnt bacon.
Based on the earlier comment, Evie, that you made, Jed Ted said, I thought one of the biggest critiques of SGU was that there were too many hot people. And that's what I thought. It's very bizarre to have it turned on its head like that. I always found the CGI for Ascended Beings to be a bit weird.
It's definitely different.
It's quite hard it's quite hard to do.
They were apparently, some of the harder things to create because they are their own light source, and basically they have to paint around the light source to create the object or the being, the person.
And you can't just make a ball of light, 'cause that'd be weird.
The look definitely improved as, the series advanced. Chayasar, Orlin. I think Chayasar was the last one we saw. Maybe not.
The Arc of Truth cool battle sequence. Yeah. That was very cool.
Yeah, that's true. The Arc of Truth was definitely the later version of that.
Yeah. I did like the Adria's version of like Ascended, like the Ori Ascended
fire.
being form. It's just fire. It's so cool. What a great idea. It just shows the like anti-purity, the heaven and hell of the Ori and the ancients, or like ascended beings in our galaxy.
Raj Lothar, it's mentioned in the Ascended Collective of the Milky Way and Pegasus galaxies can do many things, but do not interact with the lower planes. Nope. We are small. So
how do you walk through that wall?
She let him.
Yeah.
It's Shifu with blue eyes instead of brown eyes.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
I noticed that.
No.
Or Shari.
Doesn't look like either of his parents. Yeah. And then the future actor they chose looks nothing like the baby.
So,
but at least he looks like Shari and Apophis.
Yeah. Only Nicole is going to appreciate this because it's a sound thing. But shortly you will hear the Jafar leader say Tok'ra Kree.
Oh, he does?
You can hear it. He says Tok'ra Kree.
Wow. Wrong.
Just when Jack requests backup and you see the Jafar marching on the temple.
Wow.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, they pulled the wrong file.
I loved it, Jack. Lots of backup.
We're toast.
I love just their way of dealing with danger. It's just so chill. They're just like, oh, we're screwed. What do?
2,000 troops. I mean, this is Battle of Thermopylae all over again. Except with far fewer Spartans. I wonder if they had to unplug all the claymores after this was over and take them away, or if they just left them there. They probably had to take them all apart.
I was going to say.
Yeah. Oh, here she comes. You know, he's over a year old at this point. He's awfully small.
Yeah. Well, he's about to shoot up in age in the next time we see him.
Exactly.
So.
Is she wearing a hat?
I think she is.
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
Some sort of headdress.
Kind of like a monk, like a nun, like a habit.
Mm-hmm. That is not a year-old baby.
No, no. Usually it's the opposite. Usually, like, it's a newborn baby, but it's like clearly several months old. Can hold up its own head.
It's funny. I really like this episode, but I have so many weird little like gripes with it, like loads of mini gripes. It's bizarre. And no, darling. But you will. But you basically won't be able to use them.
That baby's awfully patient.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just chill here.
Maybe it had just been fed. Maybe.
Yeah. I'll just hang out and let you finish your line.
Apparently, as a baby, I was not a screaming baby. I was a very calm, whatever baby. And I think that that's why I talk so much now, to compensate for the fact that I didn't talk loads as a child. So.
Lucky us.
That's hilarious. Wow, dripping with sarcasm.
I laid the path for me to get roasted, and David followed through. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, it's funny because I was the opposite. I had colic, and now
me too.
Yeah,
I sure did.
Now I struggle to communicate.
You don't struggle.
No, you do a great job. 10 out of 10.
Jed said, sounded like Joffrey to me. It may have had the volume down, though.
It just sounded like there was a couple of times. There was definitely a cry in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And then a syllable just before the cra. So it's like, well, let's put 2 and 2 together.
She puts a lot of faith in Daniel here. He could have walked off with the kid.
I love that she met him and went, this guy is it. He is the best guy around. You know? It makes me so happy. I will say, I think Daniel is the goodest boy in the whole universe. Like, no one beats him for best guy.
So the caption just said Jomo Sekun. That's awfully close to the warrior. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they kill him, but Oma doesn't let them kill anyone else.
No. Maybe it was his time to ascend.
Yeah.
Like, cause
maybe he had gone up and down. You know, maybe he had been permitted to ascend and take corporeal form and reascend. I wouldn't be surprised.
She basically leaves Keb permanently from here, right? So it's like she's might as well have the monk come along as well, and just everyone leave together. I
mean, she has. We're talking about a lifespan of thousands of years, so she probably comes and goes.
Yeah. Maybe she starts up the temple again and again.
She was able to tell in advance before SG1 was going to Visuban to bring Daniel there. So she probably knew in advance that they were going to be coming there. So she probably has some influence over time. Or some awareness, even though Daniel says that's not how it works in season 6's Full Circle. By season 8, Replicator is going through his brain like a Rolodex.
Oh, so. Stargate.
Yep. you can't, it's pretty reasonably put together, all things considered, though. So
I think the way they laid everything out and then eventually managed to achieve so many of the things that they started initially in such a beautiful way, I can never get mad at Stargate for continuity and retconning. I mean, I can get a bit grumpy about it and then I'll get over it, is what I mean. So I'll never be fully mad.
Jane Diata, baby doesn't look a year old because it ascended at 9 months old. So she thinks it's already ascended.
Interesting take.
That could be.
Potentially. Jacob said, Nicole, unless he's hooked up on a sarcophagus, about my Daniel being the best boy. Yeah, it wasn't his fault, okay? Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs, kids.
Here we go, Oma. Now, I love this line, bye. But what is this shot taken from? There's clearly a movie reference in that.
So Raiders of the Lost Ark is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Very Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I absolutely love that sequence though. It's so good, so fun.
It really is good.
I'm assuming the mothership was destroyed as well. So
Jacob said, was the temple a set or was it shot on location? Didn't you just say, David, that it was ended up being a?
Was it the exterior?
It was not on location. It was some of the exterior shots I think were just like archival footage, but the actual set was built
so
specifically
this is also
for this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Interesting.
And Dan Bench said he's never seen Indiana Jones before. Please get on that.
Wow.
No,
okay.
At least the original 3.
Yeah.
Overcooked Jaffa, take 2.
Yeah.
Very cool effect.
The music makes me feel all like, excited and like hopeful. And it's very nice. Sorry, David.
No, I love it.
I mean, as in you can't hear it.
She's wearing some kind of a habit.
Yeah.
Those are some very blue eyes.
What's up? He's either inferring a lot or he's in some kind of telepathic communication with her on some level.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
This is so cute.
I'll see you again.
I actually really like that shot when she like flies past him.
Yep.
That's great.
And the second species that we've seen that to have mastery over the Stargate after the Nox.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to push any buttons. It just responds to her will.
So Oma isn't an ancient. She's just pretty old.
We don't know. Merlin knows her. I don't believe she was a part of the final Atlantis exodus back to Earth. If that is the case, then I think she may be, though, because that was the first really group of ancients who learned to ascend, as far as we know. The ones who came back from Atlantis and then settled on Earth and pressed forward with enlightenment. Because
Janus didn't ascend, did he?
Janus did not. I don't think so. But we don't know for sure.
Him and Oma would have had a great time. They would have been a great couple. Just my shipper brain working. They would have been a great team and potentially a couple. I would have loved to see like them two chatting.
That's
and
a digital
a nice
gate.
Time.
That's pretty cool.
That looks a bit like a weird gate.
Yeah. Any one of them that coming right out of the ground, there's a digital gate. So Oma killed 2,000 Jaffa.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Wow, that's quite.
I love it.
Daniel shoes.
Yeah,
that's it.
Not done, buddy.
Nothing else. Nothing else to end this episode on. Just Daniel shoes.
And Carter
and
Claymores.
And
Pull all the Claymores out. Don't want to have a complaint from someone later on saying we blew this stuff
with
up
Daniel being barefoot. Yes.
Okay, guys. No one's gonna see it yet, but I ate a lollipop during this, and I realized it was blue. So now my mouth is completely blue. So
your mouth is blue.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, huh? Let me cut back. Everyone can see it and laugh at it.
Oh, that's funny.
I was trying to have water, trying to fix it, and I was like, it's gone.
Water's not going to do anything. Your teeth are a bit blue as well.
That was maternal instinct, everyone.
That was maternal instinct.
Thanks for watching with us, and Nicole's blue mouth.
Uh huh.